Hey y'all, Benny here coming at you. So, I just want to make a brief video today and address people who have issues with First Amendment auditors, or if they call them frauditors or whatever. I'm not going to get into that part of the argument, but I just wanted to mention a few things, offer some free education. If you are in public, you have zero expectation of privacy. I don't know where the hell the idea that people needed to get your permission, written or affirmed verbally, to record you in public and to have your likeness and to post it, but it has to go away. That's not a thing. Never has been a thing. I don't know if it came from Hollywood or what. I don't know where this idea came from that you needed consent to use someone's image that you got in a public place in a public forum. Point number 2. If you don't want to be recorded in public, stay out of public, you public. And if you don't want to be recorded in public, don't walk up making a dramatic scene to the guy with the recording. What do you think is going to... no, you're not thinking. What is going to happen? Oh my gosh. People drive me absolutely nuts sometimes. They call it common sense, but it ain't so common. You don't want to be recorded. You're upset that somebody is allegedly recording. Remember, you're operating on assumption. You don't even know that they're recording. They could just be holding a phone. They could be holding a camera. You don't necessarily know that it's recording. It probably is. It likely is. But you're making an assumption. You know what they say about assumptions? It makes an ass out of you and me. There's a reason they say that. Then you walk up to them, and because either you're craving for attention, you're brain deficient, or you're a narcissist, and you want to feed off of some emotion that you're attempting to create, you make a big deal out of it. You want to try to force somebody else to perform according to your will, to get them to submit. Stop it. You don't have that right. And you never did. So if you don't want to be recorded, keep on walking. Number 3, I want you to do research on easement. Public easement. If somebody is outside of your business, doing whatever, being obnoxious, unless it is a crime, leave them alone. If they are on the public easement, meaning the side of the road, and there's different kinds of easement, research it yourself. You don't have a right to know what anybody is doing in public. People have a right to travel upon the road, okay? And to do any kind of lawful activity protected under the amendments in the United States of America. There are these things called the amendments, and there's the Bill of Rights. Please read it. 99% of people who lay claim to being Americans have never read any of the constitutions or the Declaration of Independence or just the Bill of Rights. Please do before you go out and make an ass of yourself. And there's multiple constitutions, just so you're aware. Well, people, policy officers, policy, shire reefs, sheriffs, and super troopers, state troopers. Suspicion is not a crime. Suspicion is not a misdemeanor or a felony. Suspicion is arbitrary to the interpretation and opinion of the person who deems it suspicious. It is not a right for you to detain anyone. It is not a right for you to use suspicion to forcibly try to identify someone, making them insecure in their papers, property, and persons, plural. Suspicion means you can investigate and you can have a consensual encounter. the person you are having a consensual encounter with, or the man or the woman that you're having a consensual encounter with, that's another rabbit hole, does not need to interact with you in any way, shape, or form unless you can present violated terms and conditions of a valid contract, or if they are in the commission of or seemingly about to commit a crime or have committed a crime. Standing in public, filming is not a crime. Being suspicious is not a crime. And if there is no contract, there cannot be a violation of the contract. I don't understand why anyone should have to explain this. Law enforcement officers, there's no standardized hours of training required in the United States of America, and correct me if I'm wrong, but last I was aware, different departments require between 600 and 800 hours of training. By comparison, a hairdresser or a barber needs about 1,400 to 1,600 hours of training, or thereabouts. So someone can be an armed mercenary, given body armor, an arsenal of weapons, possibly attack animals in the form of dogs, driving a militarized vehicle on public roads with 600 hours of training. And almost all of that training, if you've been to the academy, you know this is true, is dedicated to defensive tactics and mind screwing you, programming you in an us versus them mentality, putting you under mind control to develop paranoia and to be terrified of your own shadow and that everyone is out to get you and everyone's a potential danger and an enemy, when it is not true. They actually turn you guys into a danger to the public, to the people that you are allegedly supposed to protect and serve. That's another thing. People, it has been ruled on by multiple courts multiple times over the years. Law enforcement officers have absolutely no obligation, constitutional or otherwise, to put themselves in danger to protect you or the public. Did you know that? You probably did not know that unless you are already familiar with this subject. The only time that a law enforcement officer must put themselves in danger is to arrest you for violations, typically violations of a purported contract. That's it. They do not exist to serve you. Now, on an individualized basis, are there men and women who enter the force with the idea or goal or intention of serving and protecting? Most certainly, absolutely. I can personally attest to knowledge regarding this fact and persons. However, that is not the reality. That is what they are advertised as. That is not what they are. They are actually, in observable fact, an occupying military force generating revenue for the state. That is what they are. That is not what they are advertised as. At times, they might act to serve and protect through the application of violence and force. However, unfortunately, it is demonstrable in thousands upon thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, of hours of video footage available on YouTube and other platforms, that they are often a danger to the public and most often create victims where there was no victim. That's what I wanted to say today. That's just some brief education for you guys. Send your hate mail straight to where you know, I don't care. Please sign your hate mail in triplicate, fill out the forms, and I'll let you know where you can file it. Have a good day.